Welcome to the Bylaws Amendment Process Overview video that is brought to you by the National PTA Bylaws Committee. I am Justin Raber, the National PTA Bylaws Committee Chair, and I would like to introduce our National PTA Bylaws Committee at this time. Serving on the National PTA Bylaws Committee is Lisa Holbrook from Texas, Latha Kirschneier from Florida, myself from West Virginia, Marnie Usher from Connecticut, and Allison Turner from Nevada. This year, at the 2021 annual meeting of National PTA, there are 9 bylaw amendments that have been approved by the National PTA Board of Directors for your consideration. Those 9 bylaw amendments include a reduction and change of composition to the National PTA Board of Directors, a restructure of National PTA standing committees and special committees, a title change to the name member representative of those serving as member representatives to the National PTA Board of Directors, a change in the membership year of the National Supporting Member, a change for the National PTA governance to modify the term to a 3-year term, an amendment regarding the Nominating Leadership Recruitment Committee members' eligibility to serve, an amendment regarding membership termination, an amendment regarding state president service on the National PTA Board of Directors, and an amendment providing for the virtual annual meeting and convention of National PTA. So let's get started and talk a little bit about the process that we will be using this year for our 2021 annual convention and annual meeting, which will be conducted virtually. This will take us step by step through what process National PTA is using for you to participate in the amendment process to the National PTA bylaws. At the top of the screen, you will see the overall process that National PTA is using this year for our amendment process. We will be having a comment period, an official notification of amendments, a release of various educational materials, a question period, as well as a live question and answer meeting. And then we'll go into our general meeting 1 of the National PTA Annual Convention, as well as following that meeting, the voting for amendments and other items to be considered will begin. So, to look at the specific dates, March 22nd through April 12th, 2021, all of the National PTA bylaw amendments that are proposed this year were placed on a comment period during this time. All of the amendments that you see here, as well as have the opportunity to review, have been approved by the National PTA Board of Directors. And the approval was complete before the official notification of amendments that was sent via email and placed on the National PTA website, pta.org, on May 2nd, 2021. On May 17th, 2021, the supporting videos that you're seeing here, as well as additional information, will be released regarding proposed amendments to the National PTA bylaws. From that date through May 30th, 2021, you will have the opportunity to submit questions to the National PTA Bylaws Committee. Upon the conclusion of the comment or the question period, the National PTA Bylaws Committee will be hosting 3 virtual Q&A sessions on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Each bylaw amendment will have a designated time on one of those 3 dates that provides a time for individuals to either submit a question beforehand or participate and submit a question that evening. On the videos that are uploaded to the National PTA website, you will also find a registration link to register for any one of these Q&A sessions that will be offered on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Each bylaw amendment will have its own link. On June 10th, The recordings from the June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd live Q&A sessions will be released, as they will be recorded, so that way all of our delegates have access to the Q&As that were answered and provided that evening. On June 17th, the National PTA Annual Meeting and Convention kicks off at 4:30 p.m. with General Meeting 1. This is the official start of convention, and as soon as that general meeting is concluded, all delegates will receive an email from National PTA to begin voting on not only the bylaw amendments, but also elections and resolutions. And after the close of the General Meeting 1, the voting system will be open for a period of time that will be explained in the email. And then we will find out the results of the elections as well as voting later in our convention program. So, one of the major things that we need to understand as we go through this process is that all of the requirements to amend the National PTA bylaws are the same, no matter if we're doing this virtually or in person. So, the National PTA Board of Directors is required to approve proposed amendments to the National PTA bylaws. This was completed in March and April of 2021. Upon approval, those proposed amendments, need to be published 45 days prior to the start of convention. And this was completed on May 2nd of 2021. And during our annual meeting, all bylaw amendments, in order to be adopted, must receive the 2/3 vote in the affirmative. If a bylaw amendment does not receive a 2/3 vote, it will not be adopted. Each bylaw amendment will be considered separately. So when you go to vote on the bylaws, there will not be any debate or amendments provided during this virtual annual meeting. All voting is conducted electronically, and the ballot will be sent to registered convention delegates. Only those that are delegates authorized by the National PTA bylaws and that are declared delegates by states will receive the actual ballots, and that will be received via email. And each individual should make sure that they are registered to be considered a voting delegate on or before June 1st, 2021. A vote will be taken on each amendment. The ballots that all registered convention delegates will receive will have as a full ballot each question that they are being asked to vote on. So each of the 9 bylaw amendments will be a separate ballot on the overall document that is received for individuals to vote on. So individuals will have the opportunity to vote for or against on each individual amendment. And in order to be adopted, each individual amendment must have a 2/3 vote in the affirmative. If you have any questions regarding the process of the 2021 National PTA Bylaw Amendment process, feel free to email bylaws@pta.org. We hope that you find this information informative and helpful as you prepare for the National PTA Annual Meeting. Thank you so much and have a great day.